Welcome back to section 7.5. Let's finish off these practice problems. I'm going to start by taking L of both sides. L of 4t squared minus 4t plus 10. Hopefully you've done this already and you're just checking your work against mine and your work is perfect. All right, and now L of y double prime is s squared big Y minus sy of 0, but y of 0 is 0, minus y prime of 0, minus 3. Plus, now we want 4L of little y, so 4 big Y, and that's equal to L of t squared is 2 over s cubed, so this will be 8 over s cubed minus 4 over s squared, because L of t is 1 over t squared, plus 10 over s. All right, and now let's isolate y over here. We've got big Y times s squared plus 4, and that equals 3 plus 8 over s cubed minus 4 over s squared plus 10 over s, which I'm going to write as a single fraction. Big Y times s squared plus 4 is, okay, so the common denominator is s cubed. And so I've got 3s cubed plus 8 minus 4s plus 10s squared. Now divide both sides by s squared plus 4 to get big Y is that whole numerator, 3s cubed plus 8 minus 4s plus 10s squared over s cubed times s squared plus 4. Now this is the type of partial fraction problem I wouldn't expect you to do in class on a quiz or test, because it's going to take a while. It's not hard, but I went ahead and got our partial fraction decomposition over here. So when we take L inverse of both sides, we'll get little y is L inverse. I'm going to write down, instead of that fraction above, the partial fraction decomposition. So 2 over s cubed plus this next piece I'm going to write as two separate fractions, because I'm thinking ahead to using my table, and it will be easier to find L inverse if I write that as two fractions. 4 over s squared plus 4 minus 2s over s squared plus 4. But Symbolab is going to give it to you as one fraction. And then minus 1 over s squared plus 2 over s. All right, and so y equals t squared plus the next one, since there's no s on top, that's going to be a sine, and b is 2. So that's going to be 2 sine 2t, and that's formula, I'm looking, that's number 6. The next one's going to be formula 7. That's going to be a cosine, so minus 2 cos 2t. Then L inverse of 1 over s squared is t. And then the last part is just plus 2. And there's our solution. All right, and then the last practice one, because the third practice one, I put the solution at the end. And I've got a hint there on how to avoid using partial fractions on this. So let's see how that's going to work. We're going to take L of y double prime plus 2y prime plus y and set it equal to L of 0. All right, so s squared big Y minus sy of 0. So minus s minus y prime, which is 1, plus 2. L of y prime is s big Y minus y of 0, minus 1, plus big Y. And that equals L of 0, which is 0. All right, now combine terms on the left that have a big Y in them. That'll give us S squared plus 2S plus 1. And then we'll take everything that doesn't have a big Y in it and move it to the other side. So we're going to have a positive S, and then we've got a minus 2, and a minus 1 is a minus 3. So S plus 3. All right, and so now divide both sides by S squared plus 2S plus 1, which happens to be S plus 1 squared. So big Y is going to be S plus 3 over, again, S squared plus 2S plus 1 is S plus 1 quantity squared. All right, now I'm going to want to take L inverse of this, so I'm going to rewrite this to avoid doing partial fractions as S plus 1 over S plus 1 squared plus 2 over S plus 1 squared. Because 2 plus 1 is 3, so that's certainly true. But now the nice thing is I can find L inverse of this piece, and then on this piece, one of the S plus 1s cancels. So I'm going to take L inverse of both sides. Little y is L inverse. This first fraction simplifies to 1 over S plus 1. And the second fraction is just 2 over S plus 1 squared. All right. So this is little y is, the first piece is e to the negative t. And then the second one, I'm going to use formula, I guess 5. Well, 4 or 5. 5 is 4 is a special case of 5, but 2t e to the negative t, because a is negative 1 and n is 1. And there's our answer. All right, that's it for section 7.5.